Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and any who identify otherwise, this is the Mentor Tournament 2021. We are in the Fighter Sword bracket, and this is brought to you by the Go Mode Podcast. You can find your Go Mode Podcast at gomodepodcast.com or anywhere you find your podcasts. Today we have the babyface assassin, smercjd, coming in 1-0 in this series against the man who's named after Wolverine's son, but not pronounced after Wolverine's son, in Daken. I have with me today in the commentary booth the priestess of pod herself, Laoria of Light. Leo, how we doing?
I am doing fabulously today, Penguin. I'm looking forward to a fabulous match here. Some bold choices on both sides. Let's talk real quickly here about where our runners have been and how they got to be in the finals they are.
Now we have Smirk came in as the number 2 seed, so by all rights, on paper alone, he should be here. Daken, on the other hand, he's our number 4 seed. Until this round is not lost yet, taking 2-0 victories over Rich on Twitch, Zoglug, and Yothin.
Absolutely, and Smirk's side coming in not fully 2-0 into this round 2 here of the finals. Originally facing off against Link to the Past Ken, taking 1 loss in the next round to Professor Redwood before 2-0ing and Costo de Duelo and taking game 1 here in the finals. So the question is Smirk going to finish out the series tonight, or is Daken going to bring us to game 3?
As much as I want to see Smirk just get through it for him, I also want to see Daken go out and get us a 1-1 and give us a game 3, because who doesn't want more Rando?
Crazy People is who. And it does look like we are going to get started here very, very shortly. The first big decision and possible divergence right here, right now. And they both failed me. These dirty Uncle Routers.
They did not fail me. As one of Smirk's mentors, I am glad to see that he has indeed picked up on the better route for the opening here with the uncle.
I mean, that's a difference of opinion. The fact is your opinion is wrong, but that's okay.
So we got bombs up the yards, so this could be good.
Yeah, and some nice big 20s on that tier 1 tree pole. So this is already looking fairly nice for both of our runners here.
It'd be interesting to see if they decide to go back out and pull the tree again, or if they're just going to do the grab the chest and get out.
Getting a little bit of protection here, both from the chest and from Uncle himself. Uncle donating his heart, giving Link a bit of a heart transplant, while also giving us blue mail in his chest there.
I mean, perhaps the winner will decide to wish Uncle back to life after the transplant. A little awkward not to.
I mean, Uncle clearly already had a weak heart if this is what he was, going with. Getting our first map check. Go ahead.
He clearly fell down the well too, so
I mean, yeah. It's yeah. All right, so both of our runners heading up here towards Lumberjack. Just to reiterate that map check, we had a blue pendant at Eastern, a 5/6 crystal at Desert, and a regular blue crystal on Tower of Hera.
With our Eastern pendant, is that going to lead them toward that in the initial phase here, thinking Sphere 1 Overworld style, or are they just going to avoid it like the plague and hope that they don't have to touch pendant at all?
I question that myself. I had to stop my thought there as we see Moon Pearl on Lumberjack. So tighten your britches, folks. We got an Agaseed.
No, that's a thing no one wants to see as runners. However, in the race room prior to this beginning, Daken had mentioned that he hadn't had a ped seed this whole time. So perhaps that would kind of count-ish, slightly?
I mean, maybe. Let's make Let's make chat happy. Not just an Agaseed. Let's get an Agaped seed as we pull hammer and bow from the woods, just loaded with all of the things that you could possibly want to do damage with. Who needs a sword when you have, your long range weapon and your close range weapon?
Yeah, that is not wrong. And with that bow, all we are is one lamp away from a full Eastern in logic, or a fire rod away from at least Armos.
And at this point, I would not be shocked if we see like a sword pop up. I wouldn't be shocked if we see both of them potentially dip it lampless, just because that sword as a guiding light is generally enough at this point.
Yeah, I don't see an issue for either of these runners in getting through Eastern's back dark room. I've seen Smirk do it a few times just throughout the course of this. Daken, unfortunately, I've not seen as much of, as he was kind of a quiet, and we pull silvers, kind of a quiet runner from at least our perspective, community-wise, because I don't know that anyone from our group really mentored with him.
I don't believe so as well. I'm kind of in that same boat as you. Both you and I have had the privilege of mentoring Smirk, but I don't know if anybody within our our side community has really mentored Daken.
And Peg's bringing up a great point here in chat that we are going to see some early boots because, well, Moon Pearl's there. We got to have boots to get the Moon Pearl.
It's true. Although that Moon Pearl or those boots could still be on Pyramid.
I mean, they could, but that's the seed in you hating our runners.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
And so Vortex did mentor Daken. Okay, so that's good. We
got okay. Yeah, somebody. That's good. This is good. We just didn't know.
Yeah. Daken basically, for me, was just the quiet background. Oh, look, here's a really good runner who's here and trying to make things really, really tough for Smirk in his bid for winning a championship here.
I seem to remember somebody like that in a mentor tournament last year who was just super, super quiet and then came through and like curb stomped in group stages. And
hey, now, do we have to bring up Scoople?
Yeah.
I mean, I was his week one victim. We have to bring him up. Can we just stick him? Can we just stick him back in Hera basement where he belongs?
No. He's too much of a lovely potato to do that. We don't put him in the basement.
I put him in the basement. So Kakariko not giving us too much here, other than the silvers, the Burna, and the sword.
Yeah, I mean, just casually silvers,
Yeah, just casually weapons and protection.
Right. Ooh, so Daken opting to scout, whereas Smirk is saying, I'm gonna blind pull this. Smirk is gonna get that 300, and it looks like Daken is gonna go back for it, just gonna pop off, or top off rather, for Zora money. He might pop off, I don't know.
He might be popping off. It would be cool to have their webcams here so we could see it, especially where we have the Smirk smorking. However, I do like that Smirk went and got the 300 blind just for the extra time there. With how stacked Kakariko was, though, even someone like myself who will generally just blind pull race game anyway, I might have just scouted it first.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know, and I think this is also just kind of a comfort level with our runners just in general, but I think that if I had scouted the 300, I probably still wouldn't have gotten it myself.
Yeah, scouting it, I wouldn't have grabbed it, only because, as Vortex said, there's no real point in fake flippering over when you know you can't get the waterfall without having kill back.
Right.
Like, if you want to maximize your fake flippering, you can't.
Yeah, Smirk having a moment there with the blocks, accidentally pushed the second block up into the chest. So had a moment, realized, oh wait, I can just push this one to the side, go pull the dam, and then get the chest second. Ooh.
It's good because, heads up on his part as opposed to just walking out otherwise. This is Smirk's third seed of the day. So it's going to be interesting to see if any seed bleed happens. He did run across keys earlier. He did run in the daily for the SGL. Has his Master Sword going to see Agina.
Friends. Patrons. I love you. If you choose to play two seeds before your like tournament finals match, and you can do so successfully, then you are a stronger person than I.
And I like this Agina play, particularly because you walked out to the left side anyway, so you may as well just keep going.
Yeah. No, I think that this is a fairly solid play. Like, if this is here, it could take Daken a while to get to it. Just a piece of heart.
Well, I know Smirk's happy to see that because he does love his health.
I
Daken
see.
meanwhile giving us the more conventional, here's our density play into Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yep, and Smirk going to be tailing kind of behind him just a little bit here. He's going to come down to this. Pulling a bottle and tempered sword. So we're feeling pretty nice right now. You know, blue mail, a bottle with a fairy, tempered sword. Sick kid is a thing.
So we have tempered, we have silvers, we have a hammer, we have blue mail, and we're already at 6 hearts. I think these guys are going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, let's just go straight to the pig right now. We can do that, right?
I mean, not legally, but yes.
Oh, well, I mean...
I won't tell if you don't.
I mean, look,
Chat,
I think...
Look away for about 3 minutes and we'll pick a winner.
Yeah.
Just randomly off an EG hat. I mean, what?
I mean, we're not condoning that. What? No!
Seeing its question chat, chance ag is required. For those who got here a little late, the Moon Pearl is hanging out on the lumberjack ledge. Library jack ledge. Wow, I haven't done this in a while. Lumberjack. So, ag is 100% required, again, unless we're going to ignore some glitching that they're not going to do.
Right. And you know, let's just throw this out there really quickly. Like, you know, I'm not really a statistics kind of person. But I would say that, you know, having Moon Pearl on Lumberjack Ledge, I would say that makes it about 90% that Aga is required the seed.
I believe you're right. I believe there might be an extra 10% in there, but I would wait to get word from an expert before we actually...
Oh, yeah. Let's see. How about, like 90%, but then like your margin of error is like 10%.
Yeah, I'd even put it maybe to 11%. We could be at 79, or we could be at 101. I think that's a good margin.
Now, Penguin, look, we've got actual divergence.
We do. We got a front of escape play. I don't know if I like the front of escape play, only because we don't have that lamp yet, and I really would want to do front of escape into Aga, knowing that I got to go get my Moon Pearl.
I am inclined to agree with you. The seed giving you 2 bows, even if you don't have a fire source, there are still several things that you can do in Eastern, as well as the 3 checks at Saha's Closet. I am 100% a fan of this Eastern play by Daken. You know, we could totally be wrong, and, you know, lamp and mirror or whatever could just be sitting here and escape. It'd be gross, but yeah.
Which, with it being Smirk that's checking it, one of the things you may not know about Smirk is his nickname amongst the group of us is Never Punished. So I fully anticipate we're going to see a lamp and some boots here so that he can just go and pick up his Moon Pearl because he never gets punished.
Well, unfortunately, he'll be slightly punished because Daken did find the lamp in the cannonball chest of Eastern.
He'll want to get the fire rod and being able to do it that way.
Now, okay.
Only a bottle there, so we got punishment.
Never punished, he did get punished. I know, right? Right,
punished
guys?
For 3 seeds today.
Oh, man. So, okay. I actually do not know this answer. How comfy, if Fire Rod is here, how comfy is Smirk with Fire Rod Aga? He's
not.
Okay, well then answer decided.
He is not.
Cool. Sick Kid is feeling more and more like a thing.
Are you basing that off the plethora of bottles we found?
Maybe.
Because I don't believe that Daken is aware that Sitkid could be the thing because he's finding the actual progression hanging out in Eastern Palace. Smirk, though, if he's going right over to Saha and Eastern, he might start to think so.
Yeah. So where are we at this point? I think Daken has found 2 of the items in Eastern Palace. He's found the lamp as well as that piece of heart in the big chest. I believe he found a compass earlier. So 1 item remaining in Pendant Eastern. If you pull the map here from the vanilla big key chest, I feel like you gotta just go for it and beat Armos while you're here.
Of course, yeah, you absolutely have to. I mean, we know that there isn't anything in front of Escape, so at that point, Armos becomes one of the very last things we have.
Yeah.
Because from Daken's side, he has front of Escape and Agina. From Smirk's side, he has Eastern.
This is true. I'm trying to think of how rude this chain to like find the boots could potentially be. There's our glove. So that's mountain.
That's
and
mountain.
Back of Escape. Yeah.
So we may not wind up seeing a mirror or a hook shot out of one of those out of one of the initially open spots to get us East Death Mountain to get us those boots.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part, right? The boots are required to get us that moon pearl, so we can't really get into the dark world too deeply. I mean, we can do some bunny walk shenanigans to get over to, say, Checkerboard Cave and have the boots in there, sure. But that's really about the only why would they do this to us type of thing that the sea could drop on these guys at this point.
So here's what I'm oddly hoping. This is going to be a real nasty chain here, though. You ready for this?
I am ready. I have a pen, I have paper, and I'm not going to write it down.
All right. Spec Rock Cave has the mirror. No, wait, no. Spec Rock Cave has the flute. Okay. You go to Aga. Aga gives you the book.
Sorry, speaking of going to Aga, we have the immediate Aga play from Daken without the boots. I think maybe he's thinking boots might just be hanging out on the side of the pyramid.
You know? This isn't bad, but yeah, I mean, Vortex is right, and this is kind of what I was thinking. Without a mirror, Daken's gonna have to do Uncle and do the drop down to be able to get inside the castle now and do the front of Escape. Because if you try to walk through the like archway, it's gonna port you into the dark world.
Well, he does have the glove. He can go from... No, wait, that east side thing brings you right in front of the archway. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, this is kind of gross.
I guess maybe he's just either forgetting that concept or writing off the front of Escape as nothing and hoping that it's not going to bite him.
I mean, it technically ended up being nothing other than really just an extra bottle for Smirk. But still, this is a choice. I'm gonna venture a guess of, him forgetting that this is gonna kind of like lock the front of Escape. Not like lock, but make it kind of gross.
Yeah, it's an easy enough oversight, especially when you're so focused on the idea of where's my moon pearl. I know where my moon pearl is. I can get my moon pearl, and with that, I have dark world access.
Right. Answer question in chat. Neither of our runners beat Armos because they got all 3 items, and at that point, it's so early that getting the pendant is not worth it. You don't play for pet this early. Yeah, and Smirk heading to the back.
I like the back of Escape play here.
I do too.
I don't hate the Aga play, I just hate the timing of it. Because ultimately you have to get it done anyway.
Right, exactly.
To get your moon pearl, you're probably going to have boots to go to Aga. Granted, boots don't save too much time in the grand scheme of the tower, but every little second can count here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the boots. So I would venture to say we're going to see Smirk rushing Aga now.
Is Smirk leaving an item behind in Dark Cross, though?
Small key.
So So the Smokey is definitely there because I saw the map here. I wasn't paying enough attention to Smirk's side of things to see the Smokey was there. So that's good at least.
Yep, there are 3. There were 3 items in the front of escape, so we are all good there.
Okay, so Smirk's going to kill himself an agate and go get his Moon Pearl. Daken is going to ultimately, hopefully, just be disappointed by the pyramid and not drawn away from those boots for too long. Because if he gets something like Chad has said, the flippers here to be able to go check, say, Hobo and Zora and the Waterfall Fairy to potentially get his boots, that could drop him a little bit of time. And not that it's a lot, but every extra second with boots makes things a little easier for a bit of a gap to form.
Yeah, I agree. That first quick little run or map check that Daken did, I was like, there is no way anybody saw Willis on anything.
We have the 5-6 TR, and then Skullwoods and Meyer are our other pendant, Skullwoods being the green one.
Yeah, thankfully he realized like, oh, I was mashing way too fast there. Gave us that
long second one.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, for Daken, these boots are going to end up kind of nicely because he can just, if he can choose to run up, but I think he'll just save and quit and go right to the sink and straight over to get his Moon Pearl. And from there, he can go straight to VOO.
Yeah, I gotta imagine the saving quit's still that little bit faster.
Yeah, I would think so too.
You're running up, you're transitioning a few screens, maybe getting bodied by a couple rats. No one wants that.
No, not at all. All right, Penguin, I hope you can answer this for me because I've seen this sprite before and I know the answer to this question, but I always forget. What is Smirk sprite?
Smirk is Magus from Chrono Trigger.
I knew it was Chrono Trigger. I could not remember the character's name because I'm sorry, chat. I've never played Chrono Trigger.
Leo?
I know, I'm banned.
You're not banned. You need to stop commentating and go play Chrono Trigger.
I almost hit disconnect on Discord right now. Just saying. Almost did it.
Almost but didn't?
Almost but didn't. Like, my mouse hovered.
So Daken's got a Moon Pearl. We have Dark World access on the right side of the screen. Smirk is going to go get himself some Agaphite and then go get his Moon Pearl. Be interesting to see what kind of divergence we continue to see out of these two runners. And we did indeed see a Bonk Rock skip, and now back to it. The excitement of the Moon Pearl, I think, was enough to drive him away from there, and then the sudden realization of, oh, look, wait, maybe I should check that.
Yeah. And, getting rewarded with a nice big 20. Sure, there are like 30 of them in the game, but, we still love you, big 20.
That big 20 might come in handy, though. He's close to the point of being able to do Zora and Pod without worry.
Yeah.
I like the sick kid check prior to going and hitting the Dark World here, especially with no mirror. Getting $20 more. Apparently,
we're just
tipping our runner here today.
Yeah. Just saying, hey, here's my allowance. Go buy me something. Buy me something nice. And I don't think Daken's going to give him anything nice.
Smirk's going to check and see his disappointing $5 hanging out on the side of the pyramid. Going to save and quit. Go and get himself that Moon Pearl. See if he decides to miss out on Bonk Rocks as well. It'll be interesting.
I want to yell at Daken for a second there. Daken, you have the boots. Daken, dash, buddy, dash.
Sometimes you just want a casual stroll through the Lost Woods.
I mean, yeah.
I'd be running through Skullwoods. Skullwoods is scary. You want to run away from Skullwoods. So
no, yeah.
Lost Woods, though, it's a nice place. You might want to go have a picnic or something.
Look, it's scary. I'd be absolutely like that. A button would be my best friend. Look, I think you just had a moment of, oh wait, come on.
well, when you see the jumping tentacle bags, you start to think, oh, I don't want to get hit by that. And Smirk giving us some bee action.
Bees.
I'd say he was doing it for the stream, but let's be real.
You'd say what?
I'd say he was doing it for the fact that it's a restream, but let's be real.
No, yeah, that was just a goof. 100%. Ooh, Smirk not going to VOO. Saving and quitting from Lumberjack. He's going to be going into Hype Cave here.
Yeah, he does like the South Dark World play first. I do too, just for the quickness of the check. The fact that Skullwoods is a pendant might also draw him away from it a little bit.
Yes, to answer your question in chat, I do know that Daken's sprite is Decidui, which is the final evolved form of Rowlet, the adorable little owl starter Pokemon. Insert whatever generation of Pokemon here. I don't know the generation. It doesn't matter. It's Decidui.
I'm just glad you were able to pronounce it because I would not know.
Ooh, do you want to know why I know? I'm weird like this. So I love like the like wordplay that comes into Pokemon names. So like it's a leaf owl, right? And like it's usually an archer. So deciduous is a kind of tree, like deciduous trees. And then he has like he has to eye things to shoot it. So Decidui.
So Decidui is basically Hawkeye from Marvel meets a giant tree.
Kinda, yeah.
You know what's good about that story was actually much more entertaining than that crap Hype Cave we just saw out of Smirk.
Right?
And now Smirk is rushing Crystal Pot. Priestess of Pendant Pot. How do you feel about this play?
With silvers and hammer and lamp in hand, I would be making this play as well. It may not be a pendant. And this pod and I may not necessarily agree on all things, but I do agree on this play. I don't agree with the Kiki Dash.
I don't agree. We've been trying to get into Kiki Dash a little better. But I like the idea of get the east side of the world out of the way. We may get bit a little bit by the green pendant if Saha decides to be holding on to something important and not being the most helpful of elders, as he tends to want to do sometimes. However, being able to just write off Eastern and Pod is done is nice.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you've already had to deal with Pendant Eastern. Just go ahead and take care of Pod. The one thing at this point that I would really like to have for Pod would be a mirror, just because it does make routing through the dungeon a little bit nicer. But if you're comfortable with your key counts and you know what you're doing and how you're routing there, it's not too bad at all. I don't like this though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You don't like what? The going Bullock side first?
Yeah, I hate this.
See, I don't. I don't mind it, because if you get your 2 items here, or one of your 2 items here, and you get something off the bridge, then you don't have to worry about the vanilla bikini chest. You can just bonk back over to that bridge chest anyway before dropping down in the Stalfos basement. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. No, yes, I do. I still hate it. I do hate it. I'm being honest with you. I hate it because I feel like you can bomb this wall nicer and not toss the bomb at yourself. You kind of route everything in one like nice little loopy. If you do get a small key on the bridge here, you just go straight to the vanilla big key chest. And if it ends up being a key, like, that's fine, but you don't have to worry about it. Like, you're set to go. Like, yeah, it takes a little time, but whatever.
And I'm agreeing with Dapper here. With Hammer, it's a good route. What I'm not necessarily agreeing with is Smirk's decision to run left side there instead of hitting the bridge first. But where he's already only gotten keys, it's not awful.
No, this is basically gambling. 67% chance this has some kind of item. It's probably less than that. Hello, Hook.
So we got a hook shot on Smirk's side. In Skullwoods, it is definitely worth mentioning, as Chad has pointed out, we did see a butter sword for our buddy here, Daken. So the interesting thing is, in game 1, Smirk ran around basically the whole game with a butter sword, compared to Daken only ever getting the tempered sword. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a flip of that in game 2, and if that has any relevance to what's going on toward the end of our game here.
Right. All right, so We have gotten only keys on that hook shot. There's our second item on the bridge. So important to note, though, that I would have had to double back for that vanilla big key chest. I will admit that I would have had to double back for it.
I haven't seen anything noteworthy out of Thieves Town yet. It is a crystal. It's worth clearing. So we have one runner on the east side of the Death World. We have Dark Death World. Well, who am I and why
Death
am I
World.
here?
Yeah.
One runner on the east side of the Dark World. One runner on the west side.
Yeah.
Getting a big key out of the Dark U room.
So he has to make a decision here now. Like, yes, this is an item. If I'm Smirk at this point, I go down and I hammer you up to get out because I have 2 fairies and bottles. I don't want to have to deal with a death warp here. You do this backwards.
Yeah, you go up from the bottom, around the top, down through the Harmless Hallway again, and go out that way without your mirror. You also pray that you're getting a mirror out of one of these 3 checks.
Yup. And thank you, Zen Arcane, for the raid. Hello, raiders.
You are joining in progress the Game 2 of the Fighter Sword bracket of the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. If smercjd can pull out a win here, the series ends. If Daken can pull out a win here, they got to schedule Game 3.
This is true. Now, there was a Bombos in Blind Cell, so that's our one thing, which could give progression, but I mean, Smirk's not gonna not get that, you know? That's literally on the way in Thieves Town. You're not gonna miss that.
There's no way you miss the cells chests, just like there's no way you miss the maiden.
Okay, I say this with love and with silliness. Imagine taking damage in harmless Hellway.
I mean, no. Right, Daken got the bug net. This game may as well be over.
Okay, Smirk, don't bother bonking. Just hit the switch. There you go. You have hook shot. Pew. Smirk, please, indeed.
Yeah, Titan's brewery. So that plays nicely into the idea of pulling out the smith and doing all that, except, oh wait, we still don't have a flute and a mirror.
No, but you know what? Like, I don't know if you necessarily grab the smith right now. You don't have a real good reason to come back towards Kakariko.
I agree with you entirely. That's why I went from excited about the concept to just outwardly down about it, realizing that nothing was great. And we get I know Scottish Brave here with 8. Hello, other raiders.
Lots of raids today on the Go Mode Podcast channel. Raiders joining us in Game 2 of the Fighter Sword Finals.
So the interesting thing, we're coming out of dig game for our buddy here, Daken, and a decision's got to get made of where we continue going. Obviously, we want to see what's on the Stumpy Man. We haven't been to Hype Cave yet. But then from there, are we just running up to Pod? And is that why we're not grabbing the Smith?
I, honestly, for Daken, I think that makes sense. Because if you got the Smith, you know, you're just losing him to Kiki at that point.
Yeah, but the Smith doesn't cost you anything, and Kiki might be hungry.
That's true. I kind of wonder if your former league teammate McMonkey is in chat right now, and we can ask him about his cousin.
Oh, his cousin likes dwarves.
Oh, Monka S.
So Daken's going to get himself the disappointing news of Hype Cave being, as my DM calls it, Tripe Cave. And Smirk is putting an arrow into the face of the best of the cat dinosaurs on the planet, Mr. Helmasaur.
Yes, goodbye, King. That means now I, the priestess, can take power.
And that was the plan all along, wasn't it?
What? No.
Yeah, I think so. Looking like our now red, I can't pronounce the Pokemon's name, is running over and giving us that pod play. It might be interesting to see if he does catfish first. Again, no mirror. It would be a bit off to me because mirror would ultimately make that kind of great to pair in with things like Splash leading into the Waterfall Fairy and going up to Zora. But we do see the pod play here. I like the route. See if Smirk goes and does the opposite side and gives us that play into Skullwoods, or if he's going to skip the green pendant area and go straight to Thievestown.
It looks like he's... I was going to say, doing none of that. He's going to follow this hook shot that he got from Pod straight to the mountain. I love this, actually. Like, low-key.
With Smirk's information, I like it. With my information, I would much rather have seen him go to the Village of Outcast and get that area done first to get the mitts to do this all in one go, like they're going to be able to do. But it's really hard to pass up such a juicy spot of checks like Paradox Cave, and you have a crystal up there to do with Tower of Hera anyway.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. Hindsight routing, like, I want Smirk to go to VOO, get his mitts 100%. In Smirk's position, this is great. I think this is a really nice plan, like, because if mitts are here, then cool, you're good to go.
Yeah. I personally think the idea of popping up, checking Spectre Rock, seeing what you got here, dropping down, going to the east side, getting through Paradox Cave, and then going over and getting Hera done is cool. At that point, it becomes a gamble, though, of do you decide to take Spike Cave, which is in logic with what we have, or do you take Spiral Cave?
Ooh, and see, you know what? I think what I would have done if I were Smirk is when I went up to do Spec Rock Cave, I would just go ahead and do Spike Cave there, and then you can save and quit back to the old man and come do the east side.
That would work, because then you don't have to worry about making that decision that he's going to have to make shortly when he gets through Hera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this isn't going to feel good unless he happens to pull, mirror or something like that. But even then, I don't know.
Even I don't think there's no good way for him to do this for Spike Cave and Spiral, because we know the mitts are hanging out in that bombable brewery in
then again, though, getting back to the mountain, other than save and quit is decently fast. Now we can get there faster having pulled that flute, as well as the flippers from Paradox 5.
Paradox 5, the new hype.
I mean, yeah.
Hype Cave
basically.
2. Hype Cave 2, Paradox Boogaloo, anybody? No? Doesn't work? Okay, back to the drawing board.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, Penguin. Let's go.
Okay, I like it.
All right, so as our Daken the Decidui is making his way through Pod, he will be eventually, like right now, getting that hook shot. Boom. And now can head to the back, get his big key, and I don't think there was anything else of note in the back of Pod that I can recall.
No, back of Pod was pretty empty aside from that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a relatively quick, probably Philly pot here. Oh no, he's gonna give us the boot run, and he deserves to have opened that door to lose time from it because Philly pot's best pot. So Smirk's gonna give us the Hera check here. Once Daken does finish out Pod here and finishes out his east side never has to be seen again, hopefully, version of the map, he'll come up here to the mountain probably because the density for him made sense before mitts, makes more sense after, and we'll be able to see just what it is that Smirk's going to miss out on for a while in that Hookshot Cave and in Super Bunny.
Yeah, and Smirk getting scolded because the big key is in the basement. It is vanilla. So no getting the item in the big chest, unfortunately, because we have found the map and the compass. If you're Smirk, having got to Hera the way you do you grab the basement while you're here?
Yep. It's
I'm with you. I'm with you. It's because it's the way that you got here. If you had mirror, sure, skip it, whatever. But with hammer hook, ugh, it's gross.
I could see him though skipping out on it, activating that flute, and going and checking that mushroom first.
Yeah. There's a series of decisions here for Smirk. Do I do Hera basement? Do I do Spike Cave? Do I do Spiral Cave? First answer.
So he is going back in for it. This I don't hate. I would do this just from the I'm here already anyways time frame.
Yep.
Now, if I'm in Daken's position, I'm less likely to come here and do this because I have the other checks on the side of the mountain.
Yes. Yeah, I'm full on, Daken's going to have a really, nice set of mountain checks here between Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny. We'll be able to see, what the TR medallion is, hopefully. Even though we can do literally nothing in there right now, we don't have the Cane of Samaria, so there's quite literally nothing we can do. But this is fine. Lighting torches is hard, guys.
Lighting torches can be difficult. I can feel the grossness that Smirk is feeling right now, having to do this odd, not even vanilla way to get back out of the basement, because you get the mirror before you come here in the regular game.
Right. You do. And this is just ugh. Pretty ugh. But, I think that second Harapot was much cleaner than his first Harapot, so he's he's got to be feeling pretty good about that at least.
He's got to not feel too good about taking the time for the basement now with that piece of heart there. Oof.
Oof, indeed.
That's
Ugh. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Let's see. So, question in chat, what was their records for the Swiss? I'm going to pull that up right now. It looks like Daken went 2-4. Smirk also went 2-4, but Smirk did have the higher tiebreaker situation, which is why Smirk was a higher seed than Daken.
And Smirk opting for the Spiral Cave here and not Spike Cave.
Honestly, I think this is what you have to do. Sorry, go ahead.
And again, he's a heart. Now, I agree. It is a worse check to go back to for no reason, or for any reason, really. Like, once you're coming back up here, you presumably are doing so with Mitts, maybe even Mirror. Not that Mirror is going to matter for it, but you can just get all the dark side checks in place at once.
Yes.
6 out of the Hype Cave and Spiral and Super Bunny. I swear I know how to talk. And then you're 1 out of Spike.
Look, you're not going to get judgment from me on talking. Like, I have to deal with little children for most of the day, and talking gets really difficult. Talking is hard. Why are we doing this again?
Because it's funny.
Good point. Yeah, fair enough.
So Smirk is going to show us that physics do not matter at all in this video game world, allowing a duck to carry him around wherever he chooses on this map, so long as he chooses one of 8 very specific locations.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. In the Game Boy Advance version, was there a 9th flute spot?
It was. I believe it was at the front of Turtle Rock.
Imagine. Ooh. Smirk gonna follow those flippers. He's still avoiding VOO hard.
It tells me that he's thinking potentially the green pendant might be worth it, and he might not want to go over there without a fire on.
I mean, I don't know if I play that hard for Skull Woods, you know?
And we know he's leaving behind a butter sword and an item in the back because of Daken going over there and seeing that. So it's not an awful play if Moth or the green pendant has something, but the value coming out of the Thieves Town area, even though we know the only thing we really care about, except for once we see whether or not we need Bombos, is those mitts. The flippers seems like a long check when you know you got to come do Ice Palace later anyway.
Yeah, I honestly think that Smirk at this point is playing the follow your items game. So, you know, he used his Dark World access at the south, right? And went to pod, got hookshot. Gonna follow that hookshot to East Death Mountain. Get flute and flippers on East Death Mountain. Let's follow those flippers.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. And as our tracker solastsummer asked, will Smirk ever stop getting heart pieces for trouble? I like to think of it as he's getting a broken heart every time he makes the decision he's making.
Okay, that got me. That was good. That was really good.
So Daken also choosing not to do the Spike Cave after Spec Rock thing. Gonna go over and do the east side of the mountain here. We don't know if he's gonna get punished for that, just based off the fact that he might find a mirror in one of those 6 checks.
Well, and for him, this is fine because you don't have to worry about doing Spike Cave. You can just do Spike Cave after doing Super Bunny and Hookshot as we get Ether from Zora.
So we got Zora with an Ether. We got Bombos coming out of Thieves Town. If Ether is the play and Daken decides not to chase those flipper checks, that could turn out well for Smirk with his broken hearts, but it may just not matter at all.
Right. I was gonna say, I could have sworn Smirk was fluting to 2. Looks like accidentally flew to the 3, had a moment of wait, because I think he had wanted to turn in the mushroom. But you know what? Just keeping hold of it, and let's go to VOO, finally.
Yeah, that mushroom is burning a hole in his soul, you can tell. But he did, pop a little too close to the 3, got it. The duck decided that's where he's going. Now he gets to go and find his mitts and be happy about that.
This is true.
He doesn't know
happy,
that.
but no, happy, but he'll probably be a little like, because he had already done the mountain and doesn't want to have to go back up.
Yeah. And that whole, if I had mitts, maybe I would have, because presumably he's going to go to Thieves Town right after that, get his Bombos, and be thinking, okay, I could have gone and done ice because Bombos, tempered sword, flippers, mitts. You don't want to bomb him, but the seed's been kind of nice so far. You gotta feel like the cane's hanging out in Ice Palace. Or at least I want it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of with you on that. I don't hate the decision to go ahead and do Mire Shed though. Like follow that flute as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love the Mire Shed immediately after Titan's Mitts if you have a flute type play. I also like the play in the Skull Woods here, particularly without having the mitts. And Smirk, please. I have to, even though it's a little late, I have to comment on the fact that he bomb jumped and hooked and had to do it again.
Yep. I just, I felt like commenting on it was just unnecessary. I just let it happen.
I let it percolate a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? It has to be said.
Yep, it does.
His butter. That's good for him. We don't have that same sword differential that we had the entire seed last time. Just a little bit of it.
Yeah. And honestly, go ahead. Sorry.
They can make in that same basement Hera play. So we're not going to see a time loss from Smirk making that decision himself.
Well, the slight difference here is going to be that Daken is doing this before going up Hera. So he's making this decision now. He's not going to have to Hera pot up a second time if he chooses to Hera pot up even, the first time.
All right, so we do have an insider here in the chat, in James.
We do.
And he just said that in 10 minutes we're going to see Smirk do something where he said, "Oh no." So, chat, what I want you to do is I want you to go to your computers. I want you to set a timer at a -10, and when it hits 0, we will see what Smirk screwed up on.
We're not doing that.
I know, that's why I asked chat to.
Yeah. No, chat's the real MVPs. We know this.
That's going to do it. They're great.
Yeah. I can't wait for somebody to just holler. No, when he hookshot. Okay.
Oh, so
okay.
You're giving us past... James, you got to tell us that he says "oh no" before we see it. That way we can prep everything for it. And we got Mitts. Now we're going to go to Thieves Town and get Bombos.
Yeah.
And if he does decide to grab his Smith, he doesn't have the same draw of pod to the right that Daken did.
And honestly, I think it's not a bad play here. You go ahead and you grab the Smith. You can flute back to turn him in now. I don't know if you worry about going ahead and picking a purple chest then. I think you can wait to do that. But man, I definitely think you do hammer pegs though. I don't know. This is, I hate mirrorless Smith chain.
Hammer pegs for sure. Smith without, what if like our friend Grey Corbin loves, the mirrors on the Smiths?
He does in fact like that.
So while we have our runners hanging out in each other's respective completed areas, this has been a fun little race to see. If you like the way they're running, if you like the fact that, they might just be kind of funny and good people to hang out and see in Twitch, go ahead and throw them a follow. Hit their Twitch channels. It's worthwhile. We also have a wonderful tracker here in solastsummer. Hitting these buttons to hit the colors down at the bottom of the screen that I may or may not have completely ignored to this point, sorry. But she's doing a wonderful job making sure that you guys can see it, that we can see it, keeping us on track when, let's face it, I screw up when saying something. So give her a follow too, because trackers deserve that.
Seriously, trackers, the unsung heroes, because they call us out. Go ahead, sorry.
I like to refer to them as the offensive line of Rando. They do all the work and get none of the credit.
Basically, yeah, you're not wrong. But we would be remiss, Penguin, if we did not shout out also our Restreamer, Vextopher. Just kidding, it's Vextopher.
And see, I was going to butcher his name, so I let you do it.
I mean, I butchered it on purpose. But only because I know he would take it. It's fine.
Yeah, well, you did say you lightly threatened him to make sure that you and I calm this race.
What? No.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to hear that?
No, don't say the quiet part out loud.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I'll do better next time.
That's right, or you're going down next.
Uh-oh. So,
anyway.
Daken has given us the same jump down into Spiral Cave that we saw out of Smirk. However, he's going up Super Bunny, going to be able to hit Hookshot Cave, and then, provided that he doesn't find things to draw him into Tiara, like, say, I don't know, a Fire Rod and a Samaria, and has the medallion required, probably going to run over and give us that Spike Cave final to finally give us what we were hoping to see in a more efficient way from Smirk in that initial first drop down that you spoke of.
And ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk, we are not having an ice rod hunt today, because there it is, just sitting on the doorstep.
I like non-ice rod hunts. Those make me happy. If we're going to troll them, let's troll them with something that's not so cliche.
You know what? Troll them with a mirror. This could be gross still because of that. Yeah.
Mirror is a good troll, though there are times where mirror is a bad troll. This one here with swamp being required, pretty good troll.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely agreed.
So I'm going to give that hook shot a height cave out of 0.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. And that Ether Zora is going to be required. So at some point, Daken is going to have to make his way to Zora. More likely than not, we'll see him either lump it in with Catfish later in a mirror, or he could potentially go ahead and do it when he goes into Ice Palace. He does have Ice Palace available at this point, and so I wonder if after activating the flute, if he chooses to do that, or if he opts to go to the Mire Shed.
I like the idea of hit the Mire Shed. It's a quick 2 checks, get to the info on Mire's entrance, save and quit, and then go do ice. Just in case maybe you find a fire rod to make ice a little easier. Maybe you find a cane to not have to go do bomb jump. Or maybe you find a mirror and spike cave.
Oof, that is really not good for Smirk here.
No,
After having, had to make the decision early and then just leaving it. And Smirk's more than likely, well, I don't know actually. Smirk could end up going up there soon-ish, but I don't think we're going to see him go up there as soon as we would like.
No, I think with the Mitts and Bombos, I really see him going to Ice Palace before going back up the mountain.
Yeah, no, I think we see him definitely go to Ice and Mire Shed before Mountain. But at this point, what? We still need Fire Rod and Cane of Samaria?
That's
So
it.
we're still a good... Like, those are 2 pretty, like, big pieces of progression here, to be completely honest.
They are. And the problem is we're probably just going to see them in our dense location here in Swamp Palace.
Yeah. And I really like this play by Daken. You do Swamp here, hope you get a Cane or a Fire Rod for Ice, and then you just hop, skip, and jump straight over there.
See, would you be tempted, though, maybe to do, say, Desert and Mire first where you got that mirror?
Me? Yes. I want to follow that flute 100%. And that mirror makes following that flute even more juicy because you can go straight into desert. I would do it. But I also really respect this play into swamp for that same reason.
Smirk, I think, forgot that the Stumpy had stuff, or that he didn't do it after Hype Cave. He tends typically to go Hype left over to Dig Game, kind of like I do. Maybe where he picked that up, and maybe going to Pod took him off of that in his mind, and he thought, oh, I had already done Stumpy. Wound up almost to Bomb Shot before he realized, I gotta go back.
Yep. And had a nice little post-item conversation there with our buddy Stumpy. Oh, well, prove us wrong, Smirk. Prove us wrong.
Smirk looking into what must be his crystal ball of Rando and just deciding, the mountain sounds great right now. And not going to get punished for it unless he skips Spike Cave.
Do you think I can ask him to borrow that?
I mean, didn't you give it to him?
I wish I could take credit for that, dude. But no. No, it wasn't me.
I've seen you do some weird things that didn't make sense by a minute and a half in a Lightspeed tournament.
What? No. I am just a drunken potato router. That's all.
You shouldn't drink in Rando. Actually, who the hell am I kidding? You should only drink in Rando. Actually, you know what? This is probably a family-friendly stream. Can we just take the last 30 seconds and edit it out? Oh, we're live. Leo, quick cover.
Root beer.
Root beer is good. I like root beer. Barks is my favorite.
Yeah.
It has bite.
You know who has good root beer? Culver's. You don't have a Culver's, do you?
I don't have a Culver's here, but I have been to the Kansas City area, and they do have Culver's in that general area, and it is pretty good.
I love me some Culver's. I may have had it for lunch today. Can we talk really quickly about how Daken is not doing Diver Down?
I don't believe he did it last race either.
I wonder if it's a discomfort with Bomb Diver Down or with Diver Down in general.
We can ask him in the post game.
We should ask him in the post game.
Yeah, big key and a book. It looks like he's going to go back up and check the big key. I don't hate it, but if you're already heading back here, I don't believe I saw him go to the left side anyway. Maybe come back in for it if you're going to go to the left side and check it then.
So what just happened is the reason that you do that. Like, he got eaten by the door going back up the stairs. I don't like coming in for it. I would come back in for it instead of going up.
So Smirk is not going to get punished. He is doing his spike cave, deciding that his fairies are expendable, freeing them as opposed to eating them, which I can appreciate a little bit. Going to get his mirror, and they can go into the back of swamp where maybe Smirk is going to head next.
Yeah, I'm very curious what Smirk will opt to do here. Saving and quitting, remembering, oh yeah, I have the mirror now. It's going to put me on the pyramid. But I have a flute. So let's go.
And now he's thinking, oh, that's why he wanted the fairy gone. He wanted the fairy gone so that he could empty his bottle to go get himself a blue goo.
I like this. Then again, do you save scum? If this is nothing.
Smirk pick up more broken heart.
Not. I think Smirk is trying really hard to be like our good friend Kaysden, who legally his contract says that he cannot finish a seed without having gotten 17 hearts.
I feel like Smirk would feel a little uncomfortable at 17. I think he wants an 18th.
You know, it's beginning to look that way.
So Daken, I thought about going for silvers on Argus, realized it mid-spin and hit him anyway. And rewarded with powder, though.
Yeah, and the fact that he hasn't touched Smith Chain, this is, fairly nice for him. Quake to get Independent Mire, which is good news for everybody around because, ew.
Yeah, it's great news until you find Quake probably in the next chest that Smirk checks. I guess not. Okay. I tried. It didn't happen.
Yeah, no. No. I'll be honest with you. I missed what was in Mire Shed, but I don't think it was anything. I think my brain was still caught on the half magic on the desert ledge.
It was $320. Or rupees, if you're, taking local currency into account and not just calling it your own.
What about rubles?
No, there's a P in that word. That would be rupee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That one I know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Decimal, I don't understand. That thing, no, I can't do that. But rupee, I get.
Sounds good.
Right, so Daken is going back in for the left side of the swamp. Gonna see what the items are over there. Smirk opting to do the desert play. It's good. We can complete it. We hope we never have to go into Mire at all. Kind of right off the southwest corner of the world is done. And then hopefully makes his play into swamp or ice.
So, Smirk, doing what many of us, I shouldn't really call myself a veteran, but you know what I mean. Doing what may make us feel a little bit uncomfortable and opting to actually grab the shield off of the torch.
Look, sometimes there's a fireball and you're scared.
I mean, no, I respect it. So, to I guess clarify this, as we pull our second item from desert right there in that piece of heart. So back, I mean, I want to say when we started playing and kind of playing more, there was a belief within the community that the higher your shield was, the more lag it caused. Well, come to find out, it's not really the shield that causes lag. There's no evidence that your shield causes lag. What ends up happening is, if I remember correctly, and somebody can yell at me if I'm wrong, I'm totally okay with that. What I remember correctly is what causes the lag really is the more hearts you end up having. It's not like it just happens to correlate that when you have a lot of hearts, or when you get Mirror Shield, you probably have a lot of hearts.
Now, when you get Mirror Shield, you usually have 13, 14 minimum hearts.
Right.
And
yeah, so...
And I believe I once heard also that every 100 rupees you have increases your lag as well.
Spend those rupees, folks.
So, I mean, the thing is, spend your rupees and do low percent. So, Daken was rewarded with bombs out of left side swamp. I don't believe he went and did the Bombos tablet. If he did, I missed it.
I think he saved and quit from the left side.
He did save and quit from the left side. That's for sure.
So I don't think he checked it because he went straight back in. So that's definitely something that's in play here.
So Smirk is attempting to silver the Limos and decided that the sword is mightier than the arrow.
I guess so.
Daken's getting himself some blue goo. He's finished with Swamp Palace. We got 4 crystals on the right. We got 4 crystals on the left. Different crystal for the 4th one for each of them. And now I believe they're going to just swap places.
Yeah, so at this point, I think it's time for our favorite segment of commentary while there are basically the same checks being made. Guys, how's your weather?
Really? You give us a build-up for a weather question? Could you be more water cooler?
I mean, yeah. Would you like me to be?
No, what I would like is for you to maybe theorize that potentially our fire rod might just be hanging out on... nope, can't. Or maybe the cane. Nope. Sorry, guys, Ped's dead.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Dead Ped.
See, that's our favorite segment. It's the we get to kill Ped for chat.
Yeah. Oh man. See, look, chat is my look, Penguin. Chat gets me. We got way too hot. We got finally cooled down. We got a tornado warning. Dude, go get in your basement. Monsoon season, rain. Please, if there's a tornado warning where you're at, please be safe. I'm from the Midwest. Don't play around with that. Just go be safe.
But what if they want to go to Oz?
Then you stay in your house. That's how that works.
Oh, 'cause the house.
I didn't say. Yeah. I didn't say,
Yeah.
I didn't say, go to your storm shelter. Although I guess I could have. But no, just be safe.
So
who wants fire on a mimic cave? Sorry, go ahead, Penguin.
So what would you suggest for someone? Oh, no, I mean, you can go and talk about the actual seed. I was going to BS a little more and ask what you would suggest to someone in California who doesn't have a basement if they ever got a tornado warning.
Thoughts and prayers?
That's fair.
No, realistically though, if we're talking about this like seriously for a moment, a good place for you to go if you're in an area that does not have basements, like for a long time I lived in Houston, and if you had a basement, chances are it was going to flood because Houston infrastructure is terrible. Moving on from that though, as Smirk is doing left side swamp first, go them. Real safe place that you can go though is if you go into your bathtub and cover yourself up with a mattress or a very like thick comforter. Another good place, like if you're outside like driving and like there's a tornado, get out and go put yourself into a ditch. Like so legitimately.
Are you telling people to go bury themselves?
Not like actually bury themselves, but like,
Just go dig your grave and hope for the best?
No. Like, I'm talking about like a drainage ditch.
Oh, okay, one of those. I got it. We call those sewers.
Yeah. I mean, okay, look. Again, Midwest, we have literally, we don't have sidewalks, we have drainage ditches.
Fair enough. All right. So this that I know is, did I say that right?
What?
I probably didn't say that right. So Daken now, 5th crystal, polished off desert, now has that decision to make of where do I go next that isn't somewhere we've already been. Probably going to go do the checkerboard check and then maybe hit Ice Palace, caneless and with a hanging head.
Yeah, I would think so.
Smirk doing our left side here, going to get rewarded with the same bombs.
Indeed, indeed. But Smirk having done this first should theoretically save a hair of time.
A little bit, yeah.
Although then again, Smirk did have some trouble with that diver down situation. Kind of got bullied by a red Stalfos.
Yeah, if you don't kill the Stalfos first, it does tend to want to bully you a little bit. So Daken did go and get the Agena check done that they had skipped for the first hour, realizing they probably should have just still skipped it anyway. And now, I think this is going to be the ice play.
It's got to be, right? I mean, ice. This has to be the ice play. Rule of fire.
It looks to me like it might be a let's go blind pull the Hylia Island check because we haven't done anything flipper-wise, and see that we get a little bit of cash there, and then drop right into ice. Or it's a Bombo.
Yeah, okay. Bombo's tablet. Maybe Daken goes up for K45 as well. Again, this is something that I kind of wish that he had comboed right after Swamp, but it works.
Yeah, it would have been a little bit of a time save to combo it after Swamp, but having just freshly gotten the mirror and reading the Bombo's tablet in a language we don't understand, that's why we have the book, more Broken Heartage. But this isn't Smirk's Broken Heart, this is now Daken's. So apparently we have 2 Broken Hearted runners.
You know, maybe it's not that they're brokenhearted. Maybe it's that they're taking all these broken hearts and they're putting them together to make them whole again. They're choosing to heal hearts instead of breaking them or receiving them.
Do you think they maybe have some instructions as to which heart is which so they don't just make Frankensteins?
I mean, Frankenstein hearts would be way cooler.
Do you want to have a Frankenstein heart? Because that's weird.
I mean, I didn't say for me. I just think it's cooler.
So now we have 5 crystals for both runners, and we are getting that Ice Palace play out of Daken. I gotta assume Smirk's gonna make the same play, unless he's feeling like maybe the Smith chain with the mirror is calling to him.
Maybe. Smirk is going to go back in. He does know that there's an item in the big chest. Just going to get $50 for it. So, NBD. I do like the ice play, though, at this point. I'm thinking Rule of Fire. Are you thinking Rule of Fire? Because I am.
I'm thinking Rule of Fire. James showing us a Kraken smork in the chat, and I wish I had never seen that.
Yeah. You know, I imagine maybe James has had a dream that goes something along those lines.
Monka TOS?
What?
Yeah, you heard me. So we did not get a Canis Maria out of the first chapter here in Ice Palace, which means that we are going to see whether or not our runners here are well-versed in the IPBJ.
I'd like to just point out really quickly the hilarity of Smirk standing there frustrated that the bird wasn't coming. The bird was not coming when he fluted in the Dark World.
To be fair, if you've seen the flute bird happen enough times again, and you start to wonder, why is he so lazy as to not do so?
Oh, man. That was just really funny. That tickled me.
So Smirk's got the Bombo's tablet done. I don't believe we saw Daken go up and get K45. Smirk's decided also that it just doesn't exist for him.
Nope.
So here's the thing. IPBJ. A lot of people
Yep.
discount this trick now because we have Cane Samaria. It breaks the palace in half. And why bother learning old tech when you can just stick with the new stuff? Chat, this is why you learn the old tech. Because you don't always have the item you need to make the new stuff work. Sometimes you have to flail and fall 5 or 6 times trying to get the bomb jump that you stopped practicing 6 months ago.
If I can throw this out there, y'all, learn spin setups for bomb jumps. Just in general, learn spin setups.
And once you learn them, teach me, because I don't know them.
Penguin, do you need a mentor?
Is that even a question?
Would you like a mentor?
I would.
I've got you, boo.
I appreciate you.
I mean, I do what I can. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to teach you, but I will try. I will certainly try. Yeah.
So with
First
the
day of school tomorrow.
With the IPBJ, with the way that Daken's setting this up, he's going directly to the top of the wall. So what he needs to do is put 1 pixel of floor between his big butter sword and the bomb. What he's doing is either putting the pixel on the shadow of the bomb or 2 below. So he's literally 1 pixel off each time, which is unfortunate because now he's reached a point where he has to use his potion to continue, has no bombs. And can somebody please write out how we do Vanilla Ice Palace? I haven't done it since I was like 12, and I really don't want to have to talk about it.
Go in circles multiple times.
So Daken has given up a lot of time to Smirk here with those failed bomb jumps. We're going to see if Smirk is versed enough in the IPBJ to actually take advantage of that, or if we're going to see him throw 500 Megases in the hole now. And it looks like he's got an idea and falls.
So it seems. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Ugh.
So his first one he fell. His second one, he was on top of the shadow as well. He also is going to the top of the wall, so he needs that 1 pixel as well. Let's see if he can go ahead and get himself that. I think he's got it here. Nope. He did. Okay.
He just luck-sacked that. He luck-sacked that so hard.
So
earlier
today, watching Smirk play, he was doing a bomb jump at Paradox Cave. And he was like, oh, I'm on the wrong pixel. Somehow flipped himself around backwards so that Magus was looking left instead of right and got the bomb jump. And that's the second time I've seen him do it.
But the Paradox bomb jump is
the hardest bomb jump in the game.
Free. What?
It's the hardest bomb jump in the game.
What?
Because it's so easy. Because it's so easy, you just mess it up. Fire Rod. We have Fire Rod. I'm going to stop talking about stuff that doesn't matter. We have a Fire Rod in ice. Rule of fire, people.
Fire. Rule. Fire. Follow it.
So now we have full access to TR. Except Daken doesn't know that because he doesn't have the Ether Medallion off of Zora. The thing for him, though, is that is a more dense location than, say, going and getting that 1 item out of the back of Skull Woods and the reward of the green pendant. So likely we see that happen right after Ice Palace.
I'm going to let you finish, but we don't have a Canis Maria.
Leo?
Yeah.
Why'd you let me finish?
I mean, interrupting people's not in my nature. Unless I'm finishing their sentences for them because I have a problem.
Yeah, but now I look foolish again. I mean, it's not new, it's not different, but come on now.
I mean, look, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm the worst.
I don't think you are, but that's okay.
Well, here's the thing. So, Daken's gonna have to do some shenanigans here with some switches and whatnot because he doesn't have a cane to be able to put the block or to hold the button down, and he didn't Ice Palace bomb jump, not successfully anyway. So yeah, shenaniganery.
Now what he could have done here if he was feeling up for it, and I don't even know if he's aware of this because it's not exactly something you see every day. He could have pushed the 2 blocks out at that chest where you normally wind up with the Canis Maria or your icebreaker to get back out into the pen gator area to go back around to try another bomb jump.
This is true. Yeah, and at this point, Mocha, just to throw out there really quick, I do not believe we are Samaria locked because I'm pretty sure we got both small keys already. Samaria locked means that Cold Stare has a small key. I do not believe we can be.
So what Daken has to do here is hit that switch, go back upstairs, go around, push a block, come back around, do it again, maybe do it one more time. Probably do a hokey pokey and dance and hope for some kind of rain somewhere, and then maybe he finds his way through. That's what I consider Ice Alice's vanilla thing to be. So, you know.
Right. That's better than what I had. My vanilla Ice Palace involves a lot of crying.
That's fair. So, personal anecdote, I timed it because I went back and watched the VOD. I didn't time it while I was doing it. I did screw up the bomb jump similar to what Daken had done in the past, and it took me 12 minutes to finish Ice Palace.
Penguin, please.
12. A full dozen.
For the love of everything good in this world, I really hope it does not take Daken 12 minutes to finish Ice Palace.
Hey, I'm not saying it took 12 minutes from the time I did the bomb jump. I'm saying from walk in to walk out.
Yeah, no, still.
So Smirk with that bonus now has his 6th crystal and the Cane of Samaria. Smirk has hit.
Hello, Go Mode. Yeah. And Daken. Go ahead.
Daken's a wizard.
Daken's a wizard, but he needs that ether.
He does need ether. Smirk did get the fire rod, yes. So Smirk
goodbye, fire shield
on the mirror. I love it. Goodbye, shield.
Smirk being the true gamer, losing the shield, saying, I don't need no shield after picking it up himself.
No, do not try to spin this for Smirk. No, he wanted that shield. The game said, you know what? You don't need that shield. You got red mail. You got 13 hearts. You got a butter sword. You're hanging out with silver arrows. You just get yourself up to TR. You don't need no shield. We're taking it from you. Go and get it. So Daken also now at 6 crystals has some decisions to make. Does he go and immediately hit the Zora area and get himself an ether tablet to hit go mode? Or I'm not even going to finish because it looks like he's going to go and do his flipper checks. So we're not going to see too much of a discrepancy in time there. We got a couple of minute lead maybe here for Smirk, but going up into TR. We have a situation where execution and GT routing is going to factor into how this plays out, folks.
So one more time, just because I think it's funny. Imagine getting ether tablet in the Zora area.
Look, I call them medallions tablets. Get over it.
Oh, I'm for it. I think it's hilarious. I'm just gonna make fun of you for it.
That's fine.
So in Smirk's position, if Mirror Shield is on Bob's torch, do you murder Bob for it?
I murder Bob for anything on the torch. Bob dies.
Why?
Because it's funnier to have people go, wait, why isn't it funny looking?
No.
Yes.
Let Bob live. Hashtag let Bob live. Go, chat.
All right, chat. Here's what we want. I want a yay if you kill Bob and a nay if you let him live. Because clearly killing is the right decision. That's why we're going to go with the green circle. So go ahead. Ether is on Zora.
Okay, we're 2-1 now. No, chat.
4-1.
Chat, please.
4-2, 5-2, 6-2.
I see 3.
It doesn't have a hashtag. It doesn't count.
You didn't say hashtag. You said nay.
You said hashtag.
You said yay and nay.
No.
I said hashtag. You said yay and nay.
Yeah, you said hashtag.
No.
Oro did the thing right. Oro gave us the red circle nay. That one counts.
So that means that's the only one that counts, which means that we save Bob.
No, because the hashtags count, and I'm winning on that side.
No. You just said Oro was the only one who followed directions.
My directions. The other ones are following your directions because they're hashtag.
No. Did Smirk do the right side already? Did I just miss it? I think I did.
We probably missed it.
Okay. We're too busy. We're too busy goofing off. Anyway.
So, real talk though. Oro, can I ask you a
Yeah.
favor? Because it's going to be a while for people to be able to spend their points here. Can we have a prediction of is the GT Big Key going to be even or odd?
Why
That way
do
we
need
can,
it
that way we can get some gamblage going in the chat.
Ooh, gambling.
Yes,
Let's
a gambling prediction would be great. And Oro is equipped with that wonderful green sword, so I believe that they are able to give us a prediction if they're feeling that kind.
You know, let's just hope, chat. Let's hope for a nice, happy Turtle Rock for both of our runners. Happy.
Smirk has done. He skipped the lava chest.
No, this is fine. No, what Smirk? No, what are you doing? You don't do this. You don't. Okay, chat. If you skip lava chest and you steal the Poke Key, you don't need to get the big chest.
You do 3-ish% of the time. It's not worth it. But
3%. Yeah.
Now he does get to skip Laser Bridge. So, kind of, sort of.
If Crystal Roller is a key, he could have skipped a big chest and Laser Bridge.
So we'll just wait to see what Crystal Roller is.
He's not going to do Crystal Roller.
Then it's not a key, is it?
It can be a key, can't it? Yeah, it can absolutely be a key.
Schrodinger's chest. It's not a key till you open it.
You know what? Daken's going to do the right route.
I have no doubt you can do the right route.
Right. See, look, he didn't save time. Thank you, Vortex.
Mind DM, by the way, giving us the information here. Smirk entered TR at 1:20:52. Daken entered at 1:24:13. So about a 3-ish minute something difference.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a... Here's the thing. Smirk hates Compass Room. He just doesn't like going there. He's going to give us a Hope Room full left. If Daken decides to give us a Hope Room to the right, which I believe he did in the last race, and we have a key in Compass Room, that is a time frame that can flip this race.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me, pardon me. It's still gonna be tough though. Like, it's still gonna take some gaming on Daken's side to be able to make that up.
Oh, it will. But I think he can manage it if the big key falls in that way. Now Smirk is about to kill Trinex here. So now, chat, we have the other version of the big key game. This one you don't win anything except for maybe Leo will feel kind enough to shout out your name if you care about that. But you also get those cool fake internet points that really just don't amount to much anymore. But 1 through 22, we have 22 checks in GT where the big key can be. Go ahead and give us a guess as to where it's going to be. We're going to go off of Smirk's count because he's going to be the first one in. And this is a situation, time frame wise, where Daken might find it first. But we're still going to go off Smirk's count either way.
Yep. And Penguin, what's your number?
I usually always go with either 10 or 17, and today I'm feeling 17.
Okay.
Me and Mr. Ben, we are locked in on number 17. He likes the number, I like the number. I see you.
You know what? I'm going for 14 because you were being rude to Bob, and it's going to be a Bob's chest.
Oh, come now. You go with 14 regardless of if I'm rude to Bob. The funny part is, Bob's not going to live long enough to see the chest because Smirk is going to smack that torch.
How dare you! If I had a white glove on and was anywhere near your proximity, I would smack you with it and challenge you to a duel.
That's fair.
My side commentary, or not commentary, but like my side my side piece, I guess, was laughing at the challenge you do a dual part. Just by the way,
Here we go. The death of Bob.
No, Bob.
I mean, come on, it was a key. It was worth it.
Yeah, I know, but still, Bob. ¿Por qué?
Interestingly enough, Daken did go with the big key route as well, a big chest route as well. So we are not seeing Smirk get punished for a decision.
I hate this.
And he gets the mirror shield. Come now. Right, look, somebody really quickly jump into this ROM, the one they're playing on. Yes, I know this is impossible, but I want this, damn it. Get another one of those little tongue flickers out here to get that shield off him before he gets to Ganon.
Yep, somebody summon a picket. Is that what they're called? Pickets? I think they're called pickets.
That's what they're called now.
I kind of like that name. Picket.
So we're in chest number 8 here, and we have no big key yet. We are forced to go left because of the fact that we got nothing out of Hope Room. So unless Daken's going to give us something in the Dark Magician-esque type of route, we're not going to see much of a time save there.
You know, I would have mirrored after DM's room. With my GT route, I would have mirrored after DM's room, having gotten 3 small keys in chests.
Yeah, you would have with your weird math route.
Yeah, I would have gone to Compass Room and then full right from there into Ice Armos. But I could have been punished. Let's see.
So Leo, can I ask a question? And it might be commentator cursing Smirk, but I want to make sure it's okay before we get to that point.
Yeah.
If Smirk wins, should I give him some kind of like wrestling style announcement victory commentary?
If he wins, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here for that. I'm
Okay,
here for that.
Chat, we're doing it if he wins. Now that I've asked, he's not going to win, but if he wins.
And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Morguy84 for being the first person in chat to guess chest number 12 today, which was our GT Biggie guessing game winner. An extra congratulations as well to Smooth Jedi, Corso, and Chad Bear, aka Chadbert. They got the guessing game right.
They did. And you know what? That was a fantastic way to call it out. I appreciate you for that.
I mean, you know...
And with it being an even number, people who guessed even, congratulations on your points.
Oh, that's excellent because...
Now look at this, though. Chadbert being a true gambler here, right? Notice the blue 1 on the left of Chadbert's name. They picked off, and then they went ahead and gave themselves a backup by picking an even number. So they won either way.
Yeah, that's pretty great, actually. That's yeah. But hang on. The call out only happens for the specific number guess, but the point.
The odds of it happening were very minuscule for Chadbert there. However, I appreciate the fact that they went with odd and picked even to give themselves a little bit of a buffer from one to the other.
That's hilarious. That's amazing.
So Smirk is in our gauntlet. Going into the Landmo room, Daken is heading over to the left side, going to get that key out of Rando room. I don't know. It's going to take something like bouncing off Landmos 4 times repeatedly for Smirk to lose this lead, I think. I think we're just too well equipped.
This is quite the impressive display of Landmo-ship from Smirk. Impressive does not have to be a positive adjective, just letting you guys know that.
It just needs to be something that leaves an impression.
Yeah. Smirk, I love you, don't hate me. Either Smirk will watch this back later, or James will 100% rat me out.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Chad is bringing up a good point. and I have to agree with it because I used it for the key in Crystal Roller Room. Schrodinger's Bob. Your Bob is still alive because we haven't seen him.
I mean,
but my version of Bob has been dead for years.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, I know what murders Bob, and so my Bob's not alive either.
Oh, well, I was trying to help you feel better. If you want to just sit there and cry in the corner, that's fine.
I don't cry.
Well, maybe you should. It's a good release.
Unless I'm doing Vanilla Ice Palace.
That's fair. Alright, so Smirk picking up his magic, going through to Moldorm 2. As he's murking this Moldorm 2, we are going to see the key pickup from Daken. So we need some significant Aga and Ganon fail for Smirk to make this a situation where he will not be taking the championship for the Fighter Sword bracket today. And what did I just see Smirk skip the Moldorm 2 chest?
Oh man.
He feels
that's
behind.
that's a decision right there. You think so?
He has to. He always opens that chest.
Oh man. Well, I'm trying to think what he would feel behind on. Like putting off Ice Palace for so long, I guess.
Ice Palace, or maybe the Spike Cave play.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Spike Cave. Yep. Okay, so that could explain it. Smirk, feeling behind, but not knowing exactly how ahead he is. He's an entire climb ahead at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't know it, and he shouldn't know it. But he's probably feeling like the other guy probably went and got that mirror sooner, probably hit Swamp Palace, probably made all the right plays. Especially, this is his third seed of the day. He's probably thinking the other guy already won in the previous seed.
I like this play by Daken just to be a little extra safe here. Go ahead and take that safety room. Y'all, even with Gold Sword and Silvers and Half Magic, the Gauntlet can be unforgiving. It can be really freaking rude.
I don't know. They have Red Mail. They had like 8 hearts. I think that they'd have been fine either way.
Look, this is still a mentor tournament, Penguin. Come on, man.
It is, but do these guys really, with this race we're seeing today, do these guys look like they're mentees?
Nah.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. 4-cycle Landmo with Silvers, Half Magic, and a Butter Sword. And some Diver Down shenanigans on Daken's side.
I mean, all you're doing is making my point.
I mean, I'm just poking fun. Okay, Torch Glitch. Alright, not getting the double there on Smirk's side, but that's totally fine. With Silvers, it's like, yeah, whatever. This is fine.
So, Daken did have a much cleaner Landmo 2 than Smirk. I just have to mention that. He did not body himself there. Okay, so, Smirk has the pig down. Just has to cross what some call the most dangerous 1x3 bridge in all of Hyrule. And then, headphone users, this is your warning. Things might get a little louder in a second because Leo gave me permission for this.
I did indeed.
The winner of this race and new GMP Mentor Tournament Fighter Sword Bracket Champion, Smirk JD!
I'm clapping, but you can't hear my mic picking it up.
That's good. RTX voice is good. Or push to talk.
Yeah, no, it's voice. It's definitely not push to talk. But absolutely, congratulations to our Fighter Sword Bracket Champion, Smirk JD. Ideally, we'll be getting into the interview room shortly, TM. Having said that and knowing that they finished, like 10 minutes ago, you would think he'd be ready.
You would think so, but maybe he's, yelling "oh no" somewhere in a different room. Meanwhile, Daken is finishing it out, clearing out Moldorm 2. all told, this was a good, diverse, and still close race. We had that convergence toward the end, but we saw a lot of different decisions from both runners. It was fun.
So I wonder if really, like, I think it's safe to say, like, the big swing in this wasn't so much that ether on Zora, but it was that Ice Palace bomb jump, like, really messing Daken up.
Yeah, the Ice Palace play was 100%. Unfortunately for Daken, what did it? Because without having to literally vanilla Ice Palace, which, by the way, can we talk about the fact that Daken vanilla Ice Palace this better than anyone I've ever seen? Because I didn't even see it happen; it just happened.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some knowledge there that impressively stuck with him for a vanilla Ice Palace. Speaking of someone who's run some Rando, once you Rando Ice Palace, you forget vanilla because it's so much worse.
So, little known fact here. When I was a kid and I played A Link to the Past, I never made it past Escape. Like, I saved Zelda, and that was the last thing I did in the game. I did not complete the vanilla game until after I had already played my first Rando Seed.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm weird.
I mean,
It probably explains a lot.
I've heard other people say the same, but with it just being such an iconic, great, old game, it's weird to me.
Like, so by the time I played the vanilla game, I already knew Ice Palace Bomb Jump. So I don't think I know how to do the vanilla Ice Palace at all.
Well, now we got to see. That we need that. We need that to happen. We need a Leo stream of vanilla Ice Palace.
Imagine streaming.
Right.
Oh man, this is specifically why when we shouted out solastsummer, our amazingly wonderful tracker, and Vextopher, our fabulous restreamer earlier, this is exactly why Penguin and I did not shout out each other.
Like, correct. Do not follow us. We don't.
We don't exist. Just don't waste the clicks. It's not worth it.
So Daken now also has Ganon's one true weakness in the silver arrows. He's going to throw some arrows into the pig. He did, when I asked him earlier if it was Daken like Wolverine's child or Daken, he did say Daken like bacon. Now, I don't know if that was his way of saying something along the lines of, like, you know, caveman-esque Daken like bacon, to say he likes killing Ganon, or if that was just a terrible joke on my part. However, he's putting this pig down, gonna get himself a finish time here. Throw your GGs in chat for him, even if it's a little premature, because that pig is exploding now. And despite the fact that Smirk was able to 2-0 this, Daken kept it close the whole way through and played a hell of a race in both Game 1 and Game 2.
Went looking for that.
Yep. They are both incredible gamers, and I think it's safe to say, with both of them here in chat with us, gentlemen, GG.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
and
you. Smirk, congratulations on winning.
Yes, congratulations.
What are your thoughts in being the first person in the tournament to secure their bracket?
Well, my first thought is thank you to Daken and GG's to Daken. Or is it Daken or Daken?
I go by Daken. It doesn't matter. I think I told you earlier, I'm neither not nitpicky nor consistent myself.
Okay. It was absolutely awesome to race with you. You really put a lot of pressure, and I really felt it through the games. I definitely know my decisions throughout racing were different, knowing that I was racing someone that was so good. Definitely tried to make more gambles and some weirder routing decisions. And it was, an interesting experience to race that way. So I absolutely am so thankful that I got this opportunity to race against you. And as far as the bracket goes, I'm really happy. I'm really proud. I worked hard, and I did my best, and I had fun the entire time. So I'm so thankful to the mentors as well. Laoria and Penguin, you were both mentors of mine. So You know how I feel pretty much already, but you guys are awesome, and I'm so appreciative. That's, yeah, basically.
Well, I just gotta say, this was a really, like, this race in particular was a fantastic show. But one of my favorite things about the Mentor tournament, and it was the same last year as it is this year, is when it gets down to, like, the finals, right? You know, one thing that we've kind of said throughout, especially when brackets were first revealed, when it comes down to it in the next like year, nobody's going to remember what bracket you ended up making. Like nobody's going to remember if you made fighter sword or if you made tempered or master or gold or whatever. Like you might remember for yourself, but no one else is really going to remember or care. What I loved about this, and Penguin kind of said the same thing here. Like I made some comment about like, remember this is a mentor tournament, and Penguin said something along the lines of, but really, do these guys look like mentees? And
Right, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Daken.
As I was saying, they're definitely, my mentors were a huge help throughout the tournament. I had some of the smoothest boss fights I've ever had in this seed. It's just like everything was flowing well, except for a bomb jump that I'm going to practice a few hundred times later. But beyond that, I mean, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable being aggressive in seeds because of the mentors I worked with through the tournament. They were great, and I really appreciate them. So, gonna call out Vortex of Doom, Zero Nix, and Professor Rando are there.
That's awesome.
Now,
Go ahead,
speaking of your bomb jump, we aren't going to talk about that because what I want to know is how the hell did you do so well in vanilla ice palacing that thing? Because you got through there very quickly, despite that challenge.
Honestly, once I messed it up enough to where it's like, okay, I have to make a decision. Do I leave and get bombs, or do I just go with it? I decided, you know what? Leaving and going bombs may just leave me more tilted. I mess up again, I lose more time. It's like, forget it, I'm just going to do vanilla ice palace, and then everything actually went pretty smoothly from there. And that
went remarkably smoothly.
Really helped reset me at the end.
It went remarkably smoothly. I was telling a story about how it took me 12 minutes total to get through Ice Palace when I failed the bomb jump like that myself. And then I look and I'm like, he's done. What?
Yeah, and I'm a little morbidly curious to know how much of a difference it would have made. My gut feeling is it would have been really close. The outcome would have been the same. But there's a morbid curiosity to take a look at some point.
Oh, it's worth going back and looking, even if just to see the reaction that Leo and I had to how the whole race went.
Yeah, and so for Smirk's side, you know, his go mode ended up being that Kane on Cold Stare, right? So after finishing Ice Palace, he was able to flute straight to the mountain. He had done some of the Zora checks earlier in the seed, so had gotten that ether from Zora already. On your side, you know, you did what flowed really nicely also in, you know, finishing Ice Palace and then going ahead and doing those flipper checks right then, getting your go mode ether and following him right up as soon as you could.
Yeah, we actually had someone in chat was keeping track of entries to specific dungeons after both of you hit go mode, and you were about 3 minutes apart going into GT.
Oh wow, yeah, that's lost a little bit of time in GT, but yeah, that's really close.
Was that related to key hunting at all, or because the right side was locked? I remember, but if somebody did magician or something, like if Daken decided to do like left and then right or something.
If you did Hope Room first and then went left, we did the same route.
Okay, yeah, we did the same, yeah.
I think what it kind of came down to was, I think overall, and I honestly could be misremembering, so please forgive me. It's honestly been kind of a long day, but I think overall, Daken, you had a little bit of, or I'm sorry, Smirk had a little bit of a cleaner gauntlet, but Daken, you had a cleaner Landmo too. I think the big difference was, I know Daken on Ganon, you took a little bit longer to get those silver hits, it felt like.
Yeah, I did. And I actually knew I'd already lost at that point, so I wasn't being too careful, but still, that definitely added some time to it. I
think that was really the big thing. Like, I it was really fun though to watch this seed play out like through you guys, because we were sitting here trying to figure out, all right, what's the decision making here? And Smirk, I noticed for you, a lot of your decision was you were following the items hard. Like you got that hook shot out of pod, and instead of going to VOO, you went up the mountain. And at that point, Daken, since you had started VOO after Lumberjack, you already had the mitts. So Penguin and I ended up in this kind of debate of, in Smirk's position, this is a great decision. And Daken's, or like with the knowledge we have from Daken's stream though, hindsight routing, like we wish Smirk would go to VOO. And then, Daken, you pull the mirror from Spike Cave, which Smirk had skipped earlier and did Spiral instead.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another, like, it just kind of kept swinging because of that. It was really,
cool.
It was a good race to watch.
Oh man, I'm gonna have so much fun watching it back. That sounds, I remember skipping Spike Cave and I was just like, okay, I can do Spike or Spiral. And I'm like, well, I'll do Spiral because if I have to come back with the book, then I can do Spike and Ether Tablet or something. And so that's crazy.
And where I had to miss when I went up, I just cleared everything. I just let's just do everything right now.
Nice.
Your routing on Death Mountain with having the mitts in hand was perfect. You were able to hit everything in one go as you went, which is ideal, which is what you want, which, seeing that the mitts were where they were, knowing that Smirk couldn't do it, it was like, oh, Smirk's going to miss out. Let's hope the one he picks doesn't bite him too hard. And then suddenly you pulled mirror. It's like, uh-oh. Now, as soon as he got the mitts, he went right back up the mountain, which speaks again to what Leia was saying earlier about the item following. Speaking of items, Smirk.
Uh-oh.
I have a question. I have three questions, actually. It's a three-part question. Question one. The Torch in Desert, why the hell did you grab that shield?
Wait, Daken has a gold shield?
I did
nope,
too.
That was not the question. That was not the question.
That was not the question.
So I knew that Turtle Rock was going to be a thing. And it's just a lot easier with the gold shield in case I had to do Laser Bridge. That was the main thing. Okay. So getting the fire shield, it's also like you block some of the random like fireballs, like Landmo 2, which I still butchered, but like you sometimes get lucky with blocking some shots.
Okay. So I am gonna break from question 2 first, because I'm gonna ask Daken if that's his logic for that as well.
Honestly, it was exactly that. It's like, well, it's going to cost me a few seconds, absolutely. But if I do end up with Gold Shield, it'll make Laser Bridge easier, though we didn't even have to do Laser Bridge. And then also, with like random fireballs and stuff, like I more or less count it as a broke even. But you may have noticed I paused for a second, and when I paused, I should have just left.
That's fair. So now I have to go back to question 2, and you'll see this when you watch this back, Daken, and why I have to ask him this. Mark, did your heart break when you lost your shield?
Yes. Oh my god. I was so sad. I was like, what? No. Why did this stinking little jelly grabber thing, what is that thing called anyway?
We think it's called a picket.
A picket. That horrible, evil, bunch of really bad words thing, picket. I was so mad. And then I was like, well, maybe the portal saved me. Because then later, when I got the gold shield, I was like, wait, how? Like in GT, and I got the gold shield, and I was like, huh?
And so now you've already answered my third question. Were you surprised when you pulled the shield that it was the gold shield and not the fighter shield?
I was surprised. I thought it was gone for good.
Yeah, the game keeps track of your shield progression. So when you get your next shield, it picks up the previous ones. But I was going to say, did you expect the fighter shield out of that chest? That was going to be question 3.
No, I expected a fire shield. I thought that it just stole one upgrade of shields. But I don't know. I guess I don't know much about that.
That's a unique situation.
So yeah, now...
go ahead.
Yeah, we might have gotten a little bit on the loud side whenever your shield got stolen in laughter.
It was a great moment.
I was so sad.
So now, with this being completed here, Smirk, we know that you are going to be in League and you have your teammates. Daken, are you planning on playing in the ALTTPR League?
Currently, I don't have any league plans. I am definitely going to jump into the ladder at some point. I got a lot of busy things in real life going on for a bit, so I'm not going to have too much time to jump into things, but definitely going to try to keep up a seed or two a week, try to jump into ladder to not get rusty and keep improving.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a healthy way to look at it. You know, you don't want your skills to go away, right? And Rando is definitely a situation of use it or lose it. You know, it's good that even if you don't plan on, you know, playing competitively, like for a while, that's fine. But keep those skills up.
Yeah, and well, a good example. Guess who's got to do Icebreaker a lot recently?
Gee, I wonder.
Just a random comment, you know, nothing relevant.
No relevance at all, right?
Yeah, dang. Oh, I really wish, like, I was talking to Daken about this. We talked a little bit about the match beforehand. I was like, oh, I really wish he would have gotten the Ice Puck option just to make it even like closer, because, you know, we were talking, that's probably about the time difference there. So it would have been even more exciting, I think, you know, to see all the way to the end, you know, like being like neck and neck and stuff. So, and then when we talked about RCR, how it was the same, it was just like, oh my gosh, you know, we must route some similar things. Hearing you guys talk, now it's like, wait, no, we did like some pretty opposite things here and there too.
But you kept swapping places is what it was. You were in pod, he was in Thiefstown. He went to pod, you went to Thiefstown.
Gotcha, yeah. Right, yeah, we were both like routing in a similar fashion based on
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I may have went a little bit heavier toward dungeons, and you may have went a little bit heavier toward following the items, but eventually that took us to the same places.
Yeah.
Yep. And with the timing of it all, like, really up until Ice Palace, it was either of you able to take that based on how you routed it and when you were going to wind up in GT.
Oh wow, that's so crazy. The other thing that I don't know if it was noticeable or not, but for the longest time, I swore Maya was a crystal. And so when I got there and I was like, I need fire, containers Maria, and then I saw the Quake and I was like, oh gosh, now I need Quake too. And so, yeah, and then I was like, wait a minute, hold on, I have to 7 Quake. So I'm glad I caught it before, like, because if I hadn't caught it by the time I finished Ice Palace, I would have totally gone to Maya first before TR.
And, well, Mighty didn't have Quake.
Well, yeah. Well, so I would have looked for Quake, actually. So I guess I probably still would have gone to TR, but I would have been looking for Quake.
Yeah, misremembering, even if you have it tracked right, but misremembering like your pendants and crystals can be super monka-esque. Like, I've had it work out for me, but I've also had it really bite me. And so it just, you know, the good news is you figured it out.
Yeah.
So, follow-up question to that. Do you think playing 3 seeds in one day led you to maybe think that Meyer was a crystal?
Maybe. It could have something to do with that, but I do think that it was good to play the one before it. The cross keys earlier today, I think that's necessarily the but the one right before I think was fine. Unfortunately, since I did both, then yeah, it did kind of like shake things up in my head a bit. So that, fortunately, it didn't really hurt too bad, but yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folk still in the chat, I want you to give it up one more time for our Fighter Sword Bracket runner-up Daken and our Fighter Sword Bracket champion smercjd. Their links are in the chat right now. Go give them a follow. They are both incredible runners, gave us quite a show today, and deserve your love. Furthermore, solastsummer, the incredible tracker, Vextopher, the amazing Restreamer. Hit them up with follows as well. And you know what? I said I wouldn't do this. But Penguin, you deserve a follow. I'm going to click that link right now.
Yay.
Already, I'm hurt.
I mean, I already follow you. Clicking the link isn't going to do anything.
That's fair. And absolutely follow Leo. She streams once or twice a year, and when she does, it's entertaining.
I mean, you're not wrong, though. You're really not wrong. I will be streaming more in the league, though. And Smirk, I know we're going to keep seeing more of you. Daken, I hope that in your practices you continue to stream as well. Show off those mad skills and our further learned Ice Palace Bomb Jump that I know you're going to be, like, grinding out. Trust me, I get it. When something like that like doesn't work, you grind it out like crazy until like you hate yourself for it. So I'm right there with you, dude.
Exactly. Those sort of things happen to everyone. It's always unfortunate when that happens in a race. So those sort of things happen to everyone.
They do. 100%.
And the funny part is it'll happen again later when you realize or you think that you've had it down pat and then you kind of lax on it again. And then you're back to it going, I had this. Why doesn't it work now? And then you're back in the lab again, working on that same thing a year or two after.
Yep, that sounds right. I really let that one slide after Icebreaker and well.
So looking forward to the schedule here. As we are in the finals for all of our brackets, we have the potential of restreams. There may be one tonight at 9 p.m. for the race between Pix and Nash Sauter in our Tempered Sword bracket. And it looks like we do have one scheduled for the 19th, which would be today's Monday, right? No, today's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. That would be Thursday. So Thursday we have one scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern. So there may be a race tonight. There will be a race on Thursday. So we are going to have a couple more bracket final championship potential here in the Go Mode Podcast channel. So be sure to come back, check out those races, support the runners. It's a fun tournament. The Go Mode Podcast is a fantastic podcast where you can learn all kinds of little weird things about Rando, and in some cases, some weird things about the people who talk about it. GoModePodcast.com, and wherever you find your podcast, be it Spotify, iTunes, or any of the other ones that I'm still not getting paid to talk about either. Not that the other ones are, but you know.
Yeah, and gentlemen, before we hop off here, do y'all have any final words?
Just want to reiterate the thanks to you guys for commentating. I know it's time out of your day. Thank you. solastsummer was tracking. Thank you so much. And Vex, of course, thank you so much for taking time to do the restream for us. It's really awesome that you're doing that, getting that coverage for the finals bracket matches and stuff. And I just really appreciate Go Mode Podcast as well, in general, the whole team. And a big shout out to the chat. I really appreciate all the support. I'm sure Daken also appreciates it. So I'm just really happy with everything that's occurred here. So thank you to everyone.
I don't know if I have much to add to that, but thank you again to everyone. Thanks for putting together the streams, commentators, Laoria, Penguin, thank you very much. So last summer for tracking, Vex for getting all the restreams together, not just for this race, but many other races as well. So thank you all very much. And for me, Go Mode Podcast has been great for multiple moves over the past few years, listening to podcasts while moving boxes, unpacking, packing boxes. It's when I really learned the best, apparently. But thank you all again. It was fun. It was a blast, and GG again.
Yeah, big GG's to you, man.
Alrighty, and with those final thoughts, we hope to see you guys at the next restream. Have a wonderful evening.